Hello friends, welcome to the final topic of our React tutorial, the part 18, in which we are going to learn about the HTTP request in React. So how to do HTTP request in React? So React actually doesn't have any capabilities to do HTTP request, and we need to use some third party or the inbuilt tool to use HTTP request. Like what we are going to use, we are going to use the fetch API to do HTTP request. There are something like access also, but the fetch API is built into the browser, so we are going to use that. So our web application means the React app is there, then we send the request to the HTTP library, which will be fetch API in our case. You can use access also. Access is a very popular, but I prefer fetch nowadays more because it is inbuilt. You don't have to npm install anything else, inbuilt in the browser, because of ES6. So after that, HTTP library you send, then that connect with the server, the API endpoints. And there are many API endpoints, means, or you can also create in production project. You only create the API endpoints. The backend team creates the API endpoint, in which if you hit it, you will get the data, and that in turn that connect to the database and all. So after that, the fetch data will be done, and it will come back to the HTTP library, and we will get props and states. And then props and state, we are in React territory. So when we get a props and state, we can easily display it in the web application. So this is how React and HTTP work. So let us start it. So this is my terminal, and we are going to create a new React project. So npx create React app React HTTP. So it is going to take time, so let me pause the recording. So our project is created, so let me go to that directory, React HTTP, and I will do a npm start. So it is starting. Oh, okay, something else is running, so let me run on some other port. It doesn't matter. So okay, so our React app is running. Okay, now I have to open it in the VS Code also. So let me go to the directory cd live cd react code, and it is opened. So let me make it properly. Yeah, so yeah, so it is proper. So this is how it is looking right now, our React app, the basic app. So we have to go to the source app.js, and we are going to delete some of the things, like and what we're going to build for that HTTP request. We are going to go to this JSON placeholder site, and this JSON placeholder have got many good fake API endpoints. Means they're not fake, but they give the fake data. So they have everything, they have created the database and everything for us. So we are going to hit this endpoint, means the data is fake but the API is not fake. So we're going to hit this endpoint, this post endpoint, and which will give us 100 posts. So the data is dummy data. So this is how it is done in real application. The backend team will build some API like this, and we have to hit it. So here our React application is there, and with all these things. So we don't want all these things. So what we want, let me create one post list dot. Okay, wait. We actually, as we in React project, we don't create it like that. As you might know, we will create a components folder, because that is how everybody does it. Components folder we will create, and then inside that components folder we'll create a file known as post list.js. So let me create it, and that post list.js will be a RCE. Oh, I don't have the snippet thing. Oh, so it's good. Let me show how to do that. So ES6. Yeah, this one. So this one is the thing which I didn't have. So yeah, so this snippet helps us to create anything. So let me install it, and it is so simple to install. And RCE. Okay, it is some other snippet. It's okay, I will install it sometime later. Let me create it by hand only. It doesn't matter if it is not working, then why to waste time. Import react. It's a long time I have done like this. Import react but it won't take much time. Component from react class post list extends component. There will be a constructor props super props, and there will be a this dot state equal to posts. A post will be an empty array. Okay, so our constructor is done. Now let me first have a render return h1 list of posts. So let me write the logic a bit later on. Let me first hook it to our app.js. So for that I have to do export default post list. Okay, and then I have to let me save it also. Okay, so let me go back here and I will delete everything here. I don't want the logo also. Okay, did I delete it much? No, it's okay. And then I will have post list. So I just have to write the post list and hit the enter, and so it will automatically do that, import it correctly, or else you can manually also do it. So let me save it and see, list of posts is been displayed, so it is right. So let us come back and complete our logic. So in modern React, so React has many different lifecycle methods which we have already learned. So right now at this moment there is a component did mount which mounts after the which runs after the component is mounted, after this is done. So what I am going to do, async component did mount. So the best place to do API call is this component did mount. Okay, so like this, and then we will do a const URL equal to, let me use this tilde, because nowadays it is good to use this tilde. Then this is the link. Let me copy this link, let me come back and let me paste it here. Okay, let me also make it more. Why? Because it's okay, we need only this much only. Then how to use API, this or fetch API is two part. It's when you hit this endpoint, it will return a promise. So const rest. So we are using async await for a reason. This we had created async in this component did mount for a reason, because we are going to use await here. So res await fetch URL. Have to do, okay, I have not given equal to. Okay, so equal to fetch URL. And then actually people don't like fetch for the reason which I'm going to show now, because we have to do this thing again. Post equal to await res dot json. So if you don't do this, it doesn't give the right thing. If you I can show also this, see, I will show this actually. Okay, console.log res, and what happened, and console.log of posts, this too. Let me do this too. Let me open the inspect. I don't want it like this, I want it at the bottom. Let me make it a bit big. So yeah, so let me save it. Okay, no, actually it got, yeah, that is okay. So see what is happening. This is from line number 15, which gives us res, and so res gives us this response in which course is there, and this all of this are there. Means we don't get the complete response. We have to again wait for rest.json. So this is, we are not getting perfectly. So you have to do again await, and this returns us the list of the post. So everything we have got, user ID, title, body, the three things we have got from the API, just like it. So user ID, title, body. So we got those things. So those four things we have got. So now just we have to show them. So yeah, so these four things we have got. So now it is easy, just we have to show them. So let me close it now and let us show it. So for showing it, let me remove this, we don't want it, might be we will require it later on. So let the console.log remain. So it is just simple to, when you receive it, this dot set state and posts will be posts. So this post is this one and this post is this one. So this is how it is done. So as you know, when you do a this.set state, the render will run again. So now we have to create our render. So let us do that. First we will destructure it. Post equal to this dot state, and return we will make it a multi-line. So let me do one thing, let me cut it and let me do it multi-line, and I want the fragment to be there. So because multi-line, the best way to do it is through fragment. This my h1 will be there, and then after that I'll show the post. So how I will show the post inside this? So post, see what I'm doing. Post, see, React renders very quickly. The API call takes 1 or 2 seconds. So when the first time it will render, the post will be not be there. So I will have to do this post and post dot length, because it is an array of object. So I am making sure that there is something, then only we will go to the next part. And then post dot map, we are mapping through it. Single post, this name is temporary, we can take item also or anything. Div, and close the div. And one thing in React, as we have learned earlier, that I have to give the key when I give. So as I've told earlier, from the API we are already receiving something very unique, which is post.id. and it is post.title. So this is it. So this is what it is like. So just we're showing the title. Let me save it, and we are receiving all the titles. So you can nicely create a blog, and you can show the title and a description, everything like that. Okay, so now the get is done. Now we'll learn the post. So if we go here, post, we just have to do it the slash post, and we can do use the post. So we will start the post now. Now we will create a post form. So post form.js, and now again import react component from react class post form extends component, then constructor, it will take props and super props. This dot state equal to user id comma title. So we want the user id, the title. So these were the things which we were receiving also. So we have to send these things also. User id, title. So user id is different than the id. So id is unique, and the user id also we were receiving. So user id, title, and body. So we are making a state for that, and then after that our render, and inside the render the return. So let's have those states here. As we'll destructure them. Const user id comma title comma body equal to this dot state, and return from and then each one of them we will create with the div, so that it becomes a block level. We're not doing much styling here. So div input type is text, name is user id, and the value is this state thing user id. So let me close it. So let me close this also so that we can get some space. So let me copy it 2 more times. So the next one will be this one will be for title, and this one will be for title, and this one will be for body, and this one will be also for body. So let me save it. So the next thing which we are going to do is a submit button and the on change handler. So let me do that. So button type equal to submit, and so we will have a on submit here, on submit, and this will call a method this dot handle submit. This will call, but and we have to have on change because of React. We have to have on change here also. This is the React method, so we will have on change here. On change equal to this dot handle change, again wrong, yeah. So this dot handle change. So I am done like this. So I like it to have it in one line only. Some people like it to have it in multiple line, but I don't like it. So on change this dot handle change, and there also this dot handle change. So the same thing which we are using here. And so the ordinary way is to have on change, means the in the set state we'll have this user id, title and body, and then the e.target value for that. But there is another cool way. We have written name, so we'll use that. So handle change equal to an arrow function in which we will get the e. So after that, yeah, this dot set state we are going to do, but e dot target dot name. So we're targeting this e dot target dot name. So see, one thing which we had taken, the name is user id title body, which is similar to what we have in the state. So this is called dynamic something, dynamic object. So this is again an ES6 feature. So what is it? Dynamically it will assign this thing. So it will convert at that runtime to user id title and body. So each one of them, whatever we change. So then e dot target dot value we have done. Let me save it. And now okay, so let us also have this in a, did we exported it? No, we didn't exported it. So export default post form. So let me save it, and now we are just going to use this post form here. Use it. I don't want it right now because it's a very big, so this also I don't want. Let me save it. And so we will get this form. Nice form, is nothing much fancy here. So the last thing which is remaining, the main thing which is remaining, is the handle submit. So handle submit for post form means for post is a bit complicated in fetch API. Actually it is quite simple in Axios, but as I told, I'm not going to use Axios because why I should install one another library in React so when it is already there. So that will happen when we do the handle submit, means we click here, fill everything and click here. Then so let us create that handle submit equal to, we are going to use async because we are going to use await inside. Async e dot prevent default const URL equal to, see it is the actually the same URL which we have it here. So we have to hit this endpoint only for the post. Let me save it. Yeah, so we have to hit this endpoint, and there is something known as settings which you have to do in this. Const settings equal to, a setting object will be there which will contain method of post headers of actually accept application slash JSON content type is also application JSON. So these are the some boilerplate which we have to give in the when we are using the post. So because post we are submitting to the API endpoint, so we have to be sure. So application JSON, and this content type also application JSON we have to give. And the last one is the important one, body. We have to pass a body json dot stringify. So we are changing it to a string before passing it, and this is nothing but this dot state, whatever our state is. So our state will contains actually user id, title and body. This object our state will contain, so this dot state. And then another thing which we should generally do in when we do async await is to wrap the await in a try block. See, if the request fails, then it should do something. So in async await, the way we do it is to wrap it in a try catch. So I should have done it in a postlet also, but it is only a get API. In production level project, we generally do it always. So try catch block is like this. If some error is there, it will pass through the catch. Okay, so this is a try catch. So console.log of error. Let me do this error first, and then the try part, which is the important part. Again, const res, similar const res equal to, see, const res equal to like this. Like this, these two things we will have. So let me copy it and let me paste it here, but it is a bit different. Const await fetch, but this one, let me not tell it, let me call it data, because we're sending data. This one will have an additional parameter which is known as you might have guessed, set settings, which are going to have the settings which we have declared. So when we are sending data to the or endpoint, we are doing the URL. So URL and the settings. So settings tell that it is a method post, and the data also it only gives, means this is the URL, but in post you have to give some data. So that data is also there, and then this, and generally in post we don't display anything, because we're sending the data and the data handles it and store in the database and all those things. So just this data we will give, and let me save it. Now just what we need to do, we need to open it, console, let me clear it, network also we'll see actually. So user ID, what we are going to use the ID, we can give anything. So let me give 23, let me give this, the second one is title, so let me give HTML basics, and this is HTML basics for us. So like this, and then so quickly let me see the network tab only and see it is going and going, and it is, let me make it a bit big, and it is a success. So we can come to the console also, and it is printing it, means it got the data, it pushed the data and it got the data back. So this completes our long tutorial for HTTP request. Hope you find it nice. Thank you.